Vegeta is far ahead of where he should be at this point. So is everybody else, especially considering some of them were originally dead. So where's that going to take us going forward? We'll cover all that and more in this fourth part of What If Vegeta Was Reborn. The Pilaf gang is led to a secluded lab. Dr. Gero is there, one of the remaining survivors of the Red Ribbon Army. Too bad for Vegeta that everyone wasn't destroyed there. But they found some interesting things at the Saiyan's encampment, particularly scouters, and a bunch of Frieza Force technology that they stole. Using this, Gero was able to reverse engineer some of it and figure out how it's supposed to work. It looks like the comms were turned off, and originally, they're supposed to be communicating with Frieza's army. So, Gero tries to mess with things a bit, communicating through the scouter and alerting this army that the Saiyans are there. He doesn't know what he just called to Earth, but whatever it is, it's gonna kill the Saiyans. He hates them all, and he wants revenge. The Pilaf gang is mortified, but Gero tells them not to worry. They'll work together and survive. He doubts the planet's gonna be destroyed, but he doesn't know anything about Frieza. Maybe this is a very risky idea, but whatever. Because Gero's aiming for something else. Frieza and King Cold eventually show up on Earth. After all these years, they didn't realize that Saiyans are still alive, and so many of them in fact. They're all located on this one planet. Though, despite the strength of Frieza and King Cold, they're no match for the Saiyans that were on Earth at the moment. Some of them were on Beerus's planet, particularly Vegeta, Nappa, Raditz, and Bardock. Guinea one-shots Frieza, while Paragus one-shots King Cold. Kakarot's away training, Tarbal's doing his own training too, and Broly's just nearby watching. He's not even needed. And when they kill Frieza and King Cold, the blast that kills them is so powerful that they're just launched out into space, and that's that. The Saiyans here celebrate, and Vegeta eventually finds out about it, a little bummed, wishing he were there to kill Frieza, but whatever. As long as that bastard's dead, that's really all that matters. But then, he remembers something. He asked Paragus and Guinea, did they fully destroy Frieza and King Cold? And, honestly, they're not too sure. Guinea knows that she took out a huge chunk of Frieza's body, and Paragus thinks he did the same thing with King Cold. That kinda does concern Vegeta. He doesn't feel the energy of either of them, but knowing those two, they could probably survive something like that, especially considering what happened with Mecha Frieza. But it shouldn't be too much of an issue. If it does become a problem, well, then Vegeta's just gonna get another chance to kill them. Though, when Frieza and King Cold came to the planet, a lot of the Frieza Force did too, and they were wiped out. So there should be no one that's gonna be turning them into Mecha Frieza or Mecha Cold. Not long after, Trunks is born. Vegeta's amazed because it's the exact same kid that he had before. That's not how genetics should work. How convenient. And funny enough, this all happens right before the 23rd World Tournament, so Frieza and King Cold were already killed before Piccolo Jr. was even a threat. And he's barely a threat here. He shows up at the tournament, and Kakarot does too. Although Kakarot just sweeps everything and wins the tournament really easily, including defeating Piccolo. Piccolo's pride is completely shattered. Kakarot tells him he should train some more because he definitely has some good potential, but he wonders if this Namekian can truly catch up to him. Namekian? Oh yeah. Vegeta told Kakarot about Piccolo and how he's an alien from a planet called Namek. All the other Saiyans know too, but Piccolo didn't. This is kind of a huge reveal to him, and as he goes into seclusion, he's left with those thoughts. Kakarot still ends up marrying Chi-Chi, and they have a kid later on too. Kakarot's trying to think of a name. Maybe he'll name him like Kakarot Jr. or even Bardock Jr. Chi-Chi hates those names, and she tries to come up with some of her own. But Kakarot then goes to Vegeta. He knows that apparently he was called Goku in that former life, but he doesn't go by that name here. But he asks Vegeta, what about his kid? Did he have a traditional Saiyan name or something? And Vegeta says he was just called Gohan. Oh, weird. Like that student of Roshi? Kakarot actually does know him here, but not nearly as well as he should. Vegeta's not too sure, and he's not going to choose a name for Kakarot's kid. Although, it would feel pretty weird for Vegeta to call him anything but Gohan. The unnamed child hears the name, and he seems pretty happy when hearing it, so, without any other better options, Kakarot and Chi-Chi name the kid Gohan still. And he's probably going to grow up with more training considering that Chi-Chi has had more training herself. So we could skip a few years ahead by now. There's not going to be any Saiyan saga, obviously, nor is there going to be a Namek saga. We could actually go even beyond this. There's not going to be anything with a heart virus or a time traveler, which kind of confuses Vegeta because he would have at least expected future Trunks to show up, but maybe that's a good sign. That means there's not going to be any androids, and Kakarot's not going to die, nor anyone else here for that matter. Though, strangely enough, there is an unexpected threat that shows up. One day there's 2 news reports. 2 cities are being devastated by some weird alien-looking people. Vegeta immediately comes back to Earth thinking that maybe the androids still did appear here. But it's weird. When he sees the news report, he immediately recognizes the people on there. It's only far-away camera shots because no one wanted to get too close, but it's very clearly Frieza and King Cold. Great. Just like he expected. But they don't look like Mecha Frieza. They look just normal, like they were completely revived. Far more advanced than whatever the Frieza Force did when putting Frieza back together. Some of the Saiyans go out to face King Cold, while some of them go out to face Frieza. This shouldn't be too big of an issue, although Vegeta tells them to keep their guard up. This time Bardock confronts King Cold. King Cold really has no idea who Bardock is, but He's here to kill all of those Saiyans and maybe even take over this planet. It's probably not worth much, but they'll take what they can get. No point destroying it. Base Bardock briefly fights King Cold, and then King Cold starts glowing. A brilliant golden light surrounds him. Bardock's taken aback, as King Cold then transforms, turning into Gold Cold. Meanwhile, Frieza encounters Vegeta. Vegeta's really glad he's going to get a chance to kill him here, and Frieza said that's probably not as likely as he thinks. From far away, Vegeta then senses Bardock's energy disappear. Frieza then sticks a hand out and telekinetically drags one of the other Saiyans towards him. Nappa's nearby, and he's not powered up right now, but then his energy starts to disappear too. And then he goes unconscious, with Frieza tossing him aside. That's a nice addition to his power. He then holds his hand out, pointing it towards Vegeta, revealing a gem on it. He's then surrounded by a golden aura too, powering up into Golden Frieza. What's going on here? Vegeta's just now realizing that he can't sense Frieza's power either. Wait, this makes no sense. Did he just absorb Nappa's energy like androids 19 and 20 would? And why is he golden? Piccolo's also watching from far away too. He's not really close with the group, and they've probably interacted with him a few times. He's been training his entire life. But seeing this, he realizes that they're still way beyond him, so he just watches. Anyways, Frieza explains. Those two monkeys, Gine and Paragus, weren't able to kill them fully. Their bodies were floating around in orbit for about a year. Then a kind doctor named Jiro was able to retrieve them. This was Jiro's backup plan. He wasn't sure if these people could kill the Saiyans given how powerful they were, but he was hoping their bodies would be left behind. Jiro reconstructed them, made them loyal to him, gave them energy absorption, and also gave them the facilities to train. And since they were turned into androids, Jiro made sure to completely suppress their natural energy. So, as they grew, they were completely untraceable. They've been on this planet the entire time. Vegeta can't really gauge how powerful they are because of this, but given the fact that they have their golden forms, they're probably pretty strong. Not to mention, Nappa and Bardock just had their energy absorbed. But Vegeta smiles. He finally has a chance to cut loose. Violent purple flames surround him, creeping up from his feet, slowly reaching the top of his head, and then expanding outwards. Frieza looks on curiously, as Vegeta's hair then flickers, turning purple alongside his eyes. His eyebrows disappear. He tells Frieza he's had this power for a while, but he never needed to use it. Some of the other Saiyans have seen it on Beerus' planet, but this is the first time he gets to use it in real combat. He introduces Frieza to Ultra Ego, his ultimate form, at least so far. Frieza smirks, launching towards him. He can't even feel Vegeta's energy right now. It must be incredibly low. He places a hand on Vegeta and tries to steal his energy, and Vegeta just sits there smiling. Frieza absorbs his energy, but then a small explosion appears in his palm, and he feels small explosions throughout his entire body. He absorbed destructive energy, and it destroyed his absorption systems. He tells Frieza he might need his daddy to help him here. A fearful expression appears on the Emperor's face as Vegeta begins fighting him, holding nothing back. And Frieza's pretty durable, so he takes somewhat of a beating, but he's still outmatched here. King Cold eventually shows up too, and Vegeta fights both of them at once, also destroying King Cold's energy absorption system. The father-son duo ascends into the air, charging a combined supernova that they throw at Vegeta, hoping to destroy him and the planet. Vegeta then coalesces power into his hands, catching the supernova. It turns from an orange color to purple, and then Vegeta kicks it, sending it right back towards Frieza and King Cold. Their own energy, turned against them, turned into destructive power. They're completely enveloped by it, not just decimated, but fully destroyed, erased by the power of destruction. Vegeta stands there victorious. He's really glad he got to do that. Next, he looks for Jiro's lab, but it's not where he expected. He could probably ask Shenron for where it is now, because he assumes that with all the things he changed, maybe that includes the location of Jiro's lab. But he knows the doctor's still out there, which also means Cell might come around soon. Maybe some other androids. But you know what? Vegeta's gonna leave that be. Whatever shows up next, he wants to fight it. He might be getting a little bit ahead of himself, but considering how fast he's grown and how far he's grown, he wants to give himself a challenge. He doesn't think these will be major threats. Maybe he is being overconfident, but he feels like this is a regular level of confidence. He also warns everyone else about Cell. They don't use the Dragon Balls to locate Jiro. They just know that one day, this threat might show up, so this is just going to push them to train even further. Bulma tells Vegeta that maybe they should stop this before it happens, but Vegeta says it doesn't matter. He tells her that this happened in the original timeline too. Vegeta and Bulma also have another kid. Bra's born around the time that Trunks was supposed to be born. Trunks is slightly older than Gohan in this story, and the two of them train together a lot. Trunks has grown really powerful. He has Super Saiyan 2 by now. Vegeta didn't want to just give him the Super Saiyan God ritual either, so if Trunks wants to get that power, he wants his son to work for it. He doesn't want to just pamper him and hand him everything. Gohan also has Super Saiyan 2. So the two are working towards Super Saiyan 3 at the moment. All the other Saiyans are growing on their own too. Currently, on Beerus' planet, there are a few Saiyans that consistently stay there. Broly's shown up here and there, but he hasn't gotten access to Godly Ki. No one's really worried about him anymore, especially because he has control of his full power form, but he's training mostly with that, which is why he doesn't get his God forms. Vegeta knows Broly's different, so why not have him train with that different power instead of just trying to copy everyone else? That might not suit him. Besides, by now, with full power Super Saiyan 2, he is still above a lot of the other Saiyans. Bardock, Nappa, and Raditz peak at Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, and following the 23rd World Tournament, Kakarot joined them here. He made a brief stop at King Kai, per Vegeta's request, but now he's fully training under Whis. He also has Blue Evolution by now, but Vegeta's trying to get him to access something else. Ultra Instinct. He knows Kakarot can. None of the other Saiyans were able to access Ultra Ego. After seeing Vegeta get it, they wanted it for themselves, but no one's pulled it off. Nappa has come a little close though, but Kakarot's on a completely different path. Life is going good for Vegeta. A lot has changed, but it's not bad. He does kind of miss his old life, but this is a good substitute. Vegeta also warns everyone of future threats. He knows Majin Buu's going to show up eventually, and he tells the Supreme Kai about this. Though he doubts that's really going to be an issue. He really desires a challenge, and that's why he's motivating all of the people around him, because they're the closest thing to a challenge he'll get. If they grow stronger, he'll have people that he could fight that are strong enough to face him. Majin Buu won't even be stronger than Frieza or King Cold, because Vegeta estimates that when those two just showed up as androids, with golden forms too, he guesses they were each around the strength of Frieza before he started training to become Black Frieza. So pretty much the type of Frieza that Broly was fighting against, in the original timeline that is. So Vegeta focuses on Kakarot at the moment, and eventually, Kakarot's able to tap into something. Very briefly, he harnesses the power of Ultra Instinct Omen. Whis and Beerus are elated, and so is Vegeta. He seems even happier than those two. Immediately he wants to test it out by fighting Kakarot, and it's a very short battle. Since Vegeta is still ahead of Kakarot, he only uses Blue Evolution in this fight, and that's still a little bit overkill here, especially with Kakarot's lack of control on Omen, but with this, Vegeta is able to beat him, and he's still glad nonetheless. Kakarot's making great progress, and he tells him he's so far ahead of where he was normally. He wonders what heights both of them could reach in this timeline. And not just them either, but everybody else here. Paragus and Gine still aren't really training, though thanks to being granted godly forms, they did get Super Saiyan Blue, and that's kind of their peak at the moment. As for Tarble, he does remain on Earth, not really too dedicated to training because that's kind of how he was originally, but he's also in the same league there. So even those three that are falling behind everybody, they're still so powerful. And then the next generation of Saiyans, Kakarot just had another kid, Goten, and Vegeta remembers he was able to go Super Saiyan at a really young age, so he's probably going to even be more impressive here. But more importantly, Trunks and Gohan. The two of them have their growth spurts around the corner, and they've been growing pretty consistently. Vegeta's really excited, but he also knows that there's a few threats waiting out there. Jiro's still alive, and Vegeta doesn't know what he's planning. Buu will show up, even though he's not going to be a huge threat. And once they deal with Dabra, Goma's probably going to show up here too, though he's also probably not going to be a huge threat. And then of course, way down the line, there's Fu. Vegeta needs to keep growing regardless. With this, we'll leave off here for now. What'd you guys think about this part? What's going to happen next? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel, and it shows me you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.